Hey there, welcome back to Tennille Talks. So, y'all, I love this reading already. I just laid the cards down. The overall energy of this reading is that somebody possessed a level of self-awareness that we would call self-efficacy, which is one's belief in one's ability to succeed. The difference between the old you and the new you is that you believe that the new you existed before you even saw her or him or them there, right? It's like to believe is an ability. It is a gift. You know, some of us can't believe, we don't hope, we don't dream. And for a period of time, sometimes we lose the ability to do it because of what we've been through. And so this is saying that somebody possessed a level of self-awareness that was so powerful, meaning it was, y'all, the power of your mind. The universe is mental. Everything happens in our mind. And when you hold a belief, and when that belief turns into a knowing, and you just live it, eat it, sleep it, breathe it, think it, it has no choice except to manifest in physical form, right? And so somebody believed that good luck was only one step ahead, right? Now, it's only one step ahead, but it was really a series of steps, meaning every single step, every day, every hour, every minute, every second that I invest in my belief to succeed is going to be a step towards success. I don't see it yet, right? But the step I took today is taking me towards it. Y'all, it is literally one step at a time. So somebody possessed that level of self-awareness. Good luck is only one step ahead. And now the reading concludes. Now, let me just say this. The tarot deck that I used is Voodoo Tarot. I do not practice voodoo. I do not subscribe to any, what do you call those things? I don't know. I don't subscribe to any sect of spirituality, no sect of religion. But I think it is important to be diverse. I think it is important to understand what other people believe, what other people practice, right? Like I go straight to source, I'm tapped into the cosmos. But I understand that there are a lot of pockets of beliefs and spiritual practices that I honor. I think it's important to know, and I'm not wise enough to negate however anybody else makes their way to source. That is not my job to say yes or no, right? And so I know for me, it is always a no. I know that I can never be a part of anything. There's no group. I know I'm a one-man show. Now, will I do partnerships with people and work alongside people? Yes. But for me to be a member, for me to join any type of, no, that is not my calling. So the tarot deck that I used is the New Orleans Voodoo Tarot deck. Y'all, this deck hits different. And it's because I don't practice that type of spirituality, but it is through this deck that I am learning what people do that do practice this, right? And so people use voodoo for good and people use voodoo for bad. Everybody that picks up a Bible is not godly. Everybody that picks up tarot cards is not demonic or devilish, right? And so we have a tendency to be ignorant sometimes, right? When we hear certain words. And I used to be that way, right? It was just kind of programmed into me that there are just certain things you don't do, you don't say, you don't practice because it's demonic. At some point, spirituality is going to break you outside of those boxes. And it is only supposed to bring you guidance and knowledge of just, it gives you an awareness. The spiritual streets, every corner, every block, every neighborhood in the spiritual streets is not practicing the same way. I need to know vaguely kind of what's going on, okay? So I'm using the Voodoo Tarot deck. I say that to say, this is Congo 6, which is essentially the 6 of Cups. This is like when your will finally manifests, right? And so this is totally in alignment with thinking good luck is only one step ahead, right? You possess the gift, the ability to believe that you can succeed. And it happened so much that it manifested. And manifested maybe to a physical move, but this is change. And the change only came because you held on to a belief long enough to take one step at a time. But every step was a step that looked like the success that you wanted even before it got there. Y'all, that's manifesting. That's manifesting. Somebody can manifest their ass off. Now, for this change, for somebody's will to be manifesting and for them to be having this change and this good luck, it is good for them, but is not good for the group. It is not good for all. On the opposite side of this change is the coffin. So what is a new beginning? What is a change? What is a start? What is a shift? What is a momentum for one is a death. It is an ending for another. When your will starts to manifest, we have the carnival. Now, the carnival is the world card. Now, the world card talks about completing. It talks about cycles, right? You kind of going through something in order to establish something. You just want to finish it, right? You start kindergarten and then you graduate kindergarten. That's the world card. You completed a cycle of kindergarten. You're done. Now you can go to first grade. Same thing. And so it is in this person's self-awareness to believe that they had the ability. When they believe that and they actually created a change in their life, it created an ending in another, but that ending was the ending of a cycle. What was ending, y'all? Servitude. Somebody for a period of time had lost their own power. They had lost their own control, which means that they truly weren't in control of their vessel and their life. But the aspect of control that was lost was this. We have the color gold. Gold deals with spirituality, compassion, prosperity, wisdom, divinity, renewal, protection, fertility. Did you hear those words? Can you imagine all of that being yours and for a period of time you lost control? Where the hell did it go? Who has it? We're going to find out, right? But this is somebody that literally believed their spirituality back into them. They believed their wisdom was theirs. They believed the prosperity was theirs. They believed in the protection. They believed in the divinity, not because it existed. No, somebody else was holding it, but they just were self-aware. They knew that there was a version of them that could exist. It could be real. Even if it wasn't true in their reality, y'all, that is power. This is power. It is only in the mind that this change was able to happen. So for your period of time, there was someone who was a servant, who was bound to another. Somebody at look. Right? And so whoever lost the control is here, and whoever they're serving is here. Right? And so they lost their power, they lost their control, they're stuck in servitude, but that wasn't the end. That wasn't the end, right? And it wasn't the end because good luck is only one step ahead, right? Self-efficacy, the ability to believe in one's ability to succeed. So this is somebody who gets their power back by just believing that they can. But the power that they lost was spiritual power. So listen, when I see gold, when you think of monarchy, royalty, kings and queens, and you think of a crown, what color is the crown? It is gold. Well, the crown chakra is what is connected to the cosmos, right? That is where we get all our information from source. This is where the Most High communicates and contacts. It is through our crown. And so some of us have royal crowns. Some of us, yes, we have a crown chakra, but imagine if some of us have actual royal crowns. Like our crown chakra is attached to divinity, it's attached to prosperity. And so that means in the spiritual world, in the spiritual realm, you have a crown on. Now know that physical crown does not manifest in the physical world, but it manifests in the form of the energy that you are carrying. You are carrying divine energy, right? You are carrying protection. You are fertile, right? Can you imagine being a king or queen, but then living this life where you're serving somebody? You've lost control. Somebody else is running your kingdom and you're serving them, but they don't even possess your crown. And the only way you got your crown back is by believing that you could succeed at something, whatever this good luck is. Yo, somebody completed a cycle. So somebody else was wearing your crown. And when you believed in yourself, you literally manifested all of your divinity back into you. It means you put your crown back on. You found it. You located it. One belief at a time, one step at a time. By doing this, the cycle ends. So what is death for one is a rebirth for another. But this is a royal rebirth. This is a divine rebirth. Now we'll get into the meat of it. How did this happen? Who were the players, right? All right. So to begin the reading, we have Justice. Y'all, this is my most favorite card. Sometimes you just need to know, right? This says they can't win. Sometimes that's all I need to know. I don't need to know how much longer the war is going to go on. I don't need to know how many more times they're going to attack me. I just need to know that they can't win. As long as I know they can't win, I can hold out. Like, I can take hits. Like, I'm fine with it. Like, I can take them as long. Listen, I will lose the battle, but I ain't gonna lose the war. And so when I see that they can't win, like, that's all I need to know. Not that they're gonna stop. Like, I'm not asking for that. Like, I'm built for it, right? I don't, like, this doesn't have to be easy. I'm okay with it being complex. I'm okay with it being hard, confusing, painful, fine. Like, I'm actually okay with that now, because that's kind of all you know. When all you know is war becomes very comfortable. I'm comfortable with the war. I just don't want them to win, right? And so this tells me they can't win. And underneath that, we have justice, discipline, and harmony. They can't win because you won't stop, because you're just too disciplined, because you are in alignment with your crown, meaning every thought, every word, every action, everything you do is in alignment with your crown, even if you don't have it on yet, even if you didn't recover it. They can't win because you are disciplined. Listen, you can take my crown, but I'm still royal, right? Like, I'm still royal. I just have to believe I am. You making me serve you and taking control over me and using your power to dominate me, it doesn't mean I'm not royal. Like, nothing changes about me. That is just how you are choosing to project yourself in my reality. Y'all, everybody has a movie, right? Remember I did that reading about the VHS? Everybody has a movie. In somebody else's movie, they saw that you were royal and they decided to take your crown. That's okay, because I got a movie too. And in my movie, I got my shit back, right? So this is essentially somebody getting their shit back. And it's you. And it's because you were disciplined. And by being disciplined and by being in alignment with your divinity, like, you can't just cry that somebody took your crown and you're walking around like a whole peasant. Right? And so if somebody took your crown, you got to walk like you had a crown. You got to think like you had a crown. You got to speak like you had a crown. Now, how did they take your crown? This is why I love this deck. So this is 8 of Swords, but this is called Rada, right? So Rada in this deck is air. So the 8 of Swords in traditional tarot is essentially somebody encased by swords. Now, they totally can get out of the swords, but mentally they cannot think themselves out of this situation. Now, in this Voodoo deck, this says that somebody used magic. They used a lot of magic, meaning they used something to put you in the Ace of Swords. They used something to put you in a mental prison. And so this is somebody that wants to take your crown, but they also want you to go sit down so that they can walk around in your divinity. But the beautiful thing about this energy in this deck is that they used a lot of magic. Look at this. They attacked your crown. They attacked your sacral, your solar plexus, right? They didn't want you to get the downloads. And if you got any downloads, they didn't want you to develop it. They didn't want you to create anything. They didn't want you to grow anything. But the outcome of this 8 of Swords is that they used a lot of magic, and the outcome was like, imagine buying like $200 worth of fireworks. And when you finally light everything, it's like, meow, but you just spent $200. You want to see a whole finale. This is essentially what this card is saying. Somebody did a lot, but they only got a little. So that is one of the reasons why they can't win. It doesn't mean that you didn't take any licks. It doesn't mean that you didn't get hit. No, we take licks. We get hit. Yeah, we do. All the time. I don't care about the battle. I'm just gonna win that war, right? And it is because you win the war by being disciplined, by showing up every day and fighting, believing, praying, cleansing, right? You do it every day. Even if somebody has dominance or control over you, you do it every day. You call your crown back by your words, your actions, your thoughts. Just the essence of you is always royalty, even if they're wearing it. Now, whoever threw the magic is concerned. Not only can't they win, but they know they can't win. And they can't win because you're disciplined, because you're in alignment, right? Everything you do is matching the crown that is yours, but that they are wearing. Everything you do is in alignment with your crown. Now, under that, it says, if you want to know the real you, wait until the pressure is applied. Right? I just posted a video today. Not today, I'm sorry. I'm recording this on the 5th. So I posted a video about pressure on the 5th. I don't know when this video will come out. If you want to know the real you, wait until the pressure is applied, y'all. And so this is somebody that threw magic in your crown. They threw magic in your sacral or your solar plexus, but they wanted to hit you everywhere. And when people are throwing magic, they're trying to, listen, if somebody's trying to put your lights out, they're going to go through your electricity, right? Like, let's say somebody wants to come into your house and rob you, but they don't want to be seen. They don't want you to know them. Like, they want it to be a surprise. So then maybe they'll cut your circuits or your switches so that there's no lights, there's no electricity. They can come in, they got night vision goggles, and they just whatever. That is the point of that type of magic. It is to blind you. It is to shut down your energy centers. So to attack your chakras so that you essentially can't see them coming. You can't defend yourself. You can't protect yourself. No matter what, when somebody is throwing magic and spell work at you, it is pressure. It is pressure. But remember your royalty, right? And so sometimes the only way, in the event that you forgot or in the event that they didn't know who you really were, the only way is to let them apply the pressure. Let them, listen, I can't control what people do to me. I can only control how I respond. And so it is in my response that I reveal my divinity. It is in my response that I reveal that I'm really wearing a crown, even if you don't see it, right? And so this is how people meet you. This is how people understand you. They will do this magic to a lot of people. Remember, this is the 8 of Swords. This is a mental prison. They'll throw this to a lot of people, and a lot of people won't be able to get out of it, right? They'll be locked down in their mind. Their lights are off in their crown chakra. They have no creative urges, no sensations. They're not fertile. They're not growing. Like nothing's moving. All their energy centers have been knocked out. That happens for some people, but not the royal. Not the royal. And so in order for them to throw a whole bunch of shit at you and that shit not to stick, no, the magic works. That's why they chose it. That's why they used it, because it has been successful elsewhere. But it wasn't successful for you, because the real you comes out when the pressure is applied. And so let them apply pressure. Let them welcome the pressure. Welcome it. Now, somebody was expecting, and now we have the energy, right? So this could be the person. So somebody is concerned, right? And this is loco. In this is the emperor. So when we're talking about emperor, doesn't necessarily have to be a masculine. It could be, if it is, it could be like a father, a brother, a husband, you know, some kind of male figure that has some type of power, whether it's stolen, or they feel entitled to it, right? But this is somebody who is looking for dominance. They are looking for control. They could be a leader, don't necessarily have to be a quality leader. Not if they're stealing crowns and throwing magic, right? So this is somebody that threw something at you, but because of how you took it, because of how you ate it and digested it, they were like, what the fuck? Like, what? Underneath this, it says the joy of life. The joy of life is seen through the eyes of innocence. So here's the thing. Whoever's throwing stuff at you, you don't deserve it. There's nothing that you did to warrant that type of magic to be used against you. And so the thing I love about the universe and the thing I love about the Most High is that it's just. And so if every day in your life you were taking royal steps and some peasant has stolen your royal crown and they're throwing magic at you, if that is not the energy that you're walking, living, and believing in, then it's not going to give them the response that they are wanting, right? It just feels like pressure, but you can handle pressure. Now, somebody was expecting power, control. Now, for a period of time, you may have lost this, right? But the thing is that when you felt that pressure, it only started to develop new beliefs inside of you, right? So when you feel that, when it impacts your life, people were expecting you to just lay down and be done, right? Just be done. Just lay down. They wanted to knock you out. But when you receive it, you recognize it, you notice it, and you're just like, oh, okay. You know what I mean? Now, next step. They throw the magic that they can't win with, right? But because of your discipline, because you are in alignment, meaning everything you do is royal, because you are in alignment, next, you have healing energy. So you're a shaman. So first of all, you have the crown because you're a shaman. You can't just run around stealing a shaman's crown and thinking that that's the energy that you can hold on to forever, right? Because when the shaman starts to heal themselves, that is how they call their crown back. Stupid. Now we have street, don't tell my ex-husband. We have street angel versus house devil. When I made that card, I thought of him. The whole idea of, I don't really like to say the word narcissist because we always say it. And so I don't want us to kind of forget the true meaning of it. But when I think of a narcissist, I think of somebody that is like a street angel, house devil. Because nobody, y'all, to this day, nobody would ever believe that the version of my spouse, ex-spouse that they saw was the version that I was describing, I experienced. First of all, I didn't tell anybody about what I was going through except for my dusty grandma. I didn't tell anybody what I was going through until I was like literally moving out or had already moved out. I just don't think it's appropriate to have people in your relationship, the opinions of others, like none of that matters. And so the version of him that the street got to see was an angel. And so if I even thought to tell people that he was a devil, I immediately would become crazy, right? Like nobody would believe me. So sometimes it's not even worth convincing people. It is only between you and God, you and your ancestors, you and your spirit team. When you know, you know. When you know, you know. So because I said that, this could be a spouse or an ex-spouse or an ex-partner. That could be the masculine or the male energy. It doesn't have to be a masculine at all. This is just a dominant energy, somebody who wanted to dictate, control, and dominate you. And they were willing to use a lot of magic to do it. But they're concerned that the outcome was, right? Now, here's the thing. Not only are you a shaman, like we don't stop there. Not only are you a shaman, but in this deck, this is the star card. So you are here to shine. You are here to rise above the rest. I often noticed in my marriage, like if we were in public and people complimented me for anything, I could see his body change. I could see his face. It's like it disgusted him. I had a friend one time. I used to be a manager of Starbucks. I say Starbucks because it was the Starbucks that was in Target. So Starbucks. So I used to be a manager of that. And one of the women that I managed, she was literally the same age as me. And we had crossed paths with her, me and my husband and our children, when we were out. And she was like, oh, I can't wait or I want to be you when I get older. Now we're the same age, right? And like, it felt so good. Like I understood what she was saying. But like when I looked at him, like, and you would want your spouse to like be like, yeah, that's my wife. Like, you know what I mean? Like you would want them to be pleased to know that you have a reputation. Like people see you as a person of worth and value, right? Like you have substance and you mean something to people. But y'all, he didn't want anybody to think I had worth, I had value. And so I would just watch him shift in his spirit. It literally disgusted him to hear people say or feel anything good about me. I think that is the street angel, the house devil. That's that energy that I get. And so that could be who is concerned. Maybe this is the person that threw magic, but they're starting to recognize that they may not know you're a shaman, but somehow you were healing, somehow you were recovering. Most people don't respond that way, right? But you're a person that has a crown. If you are a healer, if you are a star, you were supposed to shine. It's not like, let me steal your crown, let me steal your divinity, your protection, your prosperity, and now all of a sudden, because I wear the crown, I'm you. No, it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. The crown matches my DNA. The crown matches every fiber of my being, right? The crown is in me, which is why the crown could be placed on me. And so even when you take it off momentarily, the only reason why you have power is because I haven't yet recovered, because maybe I didn't even recognize you took it, right? And so there is a delay, y'all. There is a delay. And the delay is, how long does it take you to believe that you can succeed? As soon as you start to get that belief, your crown is coming back. And so essentially, maybe you started to heal, right? You started to shine. And we have distant horizons, which means somebody knows that something is to come. I'm throwing this magic. I'm throwing this magic. This person is too disciplined. This person is healing from everything. Why are they shining? Like, I really feel like somebody is almost pleading with themselves, right? And if you are not dropping, if you are not stopping and slowing and being stagnated, if they can't pause you, what comes next? Well, we have marriage. This is the Four of Wands. So this is essentially marriage and family and partnerships and home and celebrating. So this is like marriage, but just in a different deck. And then we have the 12th house of Pisces, which is your spiritual life. And then finally, family. Somebody is concerned that when you get your crown back, listen, your crown is a package, right? You know how sometimes if you're getting, it could be anything, like a subscription, and they have like a platinum, a gold, a silver, a bronze. Your crown, I know it's gold, but we'll just say it's platinum. It is whatever the highest level is. And so to be walking around in platinum energy, to be walking around with platinum divinity, it includes a package. Not only do you get with the bronze, the silver, and the gold, but maybe you also get a divine marriage. Maybe you also get a divine partnership. And it's all because of your spiritual life. It is all because of your spiritual life. Y'all, so calling back your crown essentially brought you out of a state of servitude, and it ended whatever the magic was that somebody was throwing. So not only can they not win, but this is a person that wanted to win that wasn't even standing in the upright. To be one way in a home and to be another way in public, you wouldn't have win even if you didn't steal my crown. You still would have lost, right? You can't live that way. You can't live that way. At some point, you will have to rectify the two people that you have become. At some point, you will need to be held accountable for those personalities that you like to pull out however they suit you best. All right, now there's another layer of this reading we're about to get into, okay? So, when the pressure was applied, the emperor or the masculine energy, they were essentially wanting to dominate you. But this is essentially saying that, one, you're innocent and you're also disciplined and you're full of joy. Like the spirit in you, it just didn't match. When somebody does something, they're essentially writing a prescription energetically. When people do things, even speaking, right? You are writing a prescription. And when it leaves your mouth, or when the energy or the action takes place, you are writing a prescription that you are asking the cosmos, the universe, the Most High to fulfill. But if you are writing a prescription and the patient is not fit for the medicine that you have prescribed them, right? And so for somebody to be full of joy, for somebody to be innocent, why would they deserve, right? They felt the pressure, but why would they lose? Why would they have to lose the entire war, right? So the universe did not honor the prescription that this street angel house devil wrote. Next up, we have thief. This is Oludamar, which is the Ace of Pentacles, and full moon. Y'all, let me tell you, okay, at the bottom of this card on the full moon, it says fully living the powers of the universe. So You have the healing energies of the universe, right? Somebody writes a prescription to essentially knock you out. And so the universe goes to fill the prescription and they're like, yo, this is one of our shamans. This is one of our healers. Like, no, we can't feel this. This is not appropriate, right? Now you are still dealing with whatever battle you're dealing with on the 3D, but literally in the spirit world, you can call back your crown. I mean, you can play around with the street angels and house devils as long as you want, but if you don't know that you have the ability to succeed, then you'll never call it back in the spiritual realms. And so this is somebody understanding. Let me tell you something. We have a full moon coming up, and I was telling you that prior to delivering the message on January 29th, which was the new moon, I kept getting the card, new moon, new moon, new moon. Now I am a total child. So when the new moon comes or I see the card, I'm like, oh my God, what am I going to get that's new? But y'all, it was nothing physical. It was everything energetic. Everything I got that was new was inside of me, y'all. But you know, these moons keep mooning. And so if this is your energy right now, like if this sounds like a battle, I want you to pay attention to the next moon. I don't know when it is, y'all. It might be, today's the 5th. I don't know. Can I figure it out on my watch? Hold on. Y'all, I need to be prepared. I can just pick up my other phone, but the light is it's my light right now. Please. Anyway, y'all, when is the new moon? No, when is the full moon? When the full moon comes, whatever they threw out to you, the universe did not fill. Do you understand me? They can't win. You are a shaman with healing energy. They were coming after your Ace of Pentacles. So this tells me that they threw something out at the new moon and it didn't stick, right? And so this is how it happens. People start doing all of their spells 3 days before the new moon. You know, they do it on the new moon, and then they wait for the full moon come for it to like land. But I'm telling you, it did not get filled. So they were coming after your Ace of Pentacles. But if it didn't hit you, right, because somebody's concerned, they're concerned because they were expecting something. And so maybe they were waiting on an energy to hit. Y'all know what it's like to wait on a check to drop. You waiting on that direct deposit and you're like, well, the bank opened an hour ago. Like, does it come at 2 or does it, like, this is essentially somebody waiting on the check to drop. But how long ago was the new moon? Today is February 5th, January 29th, right? We're like a week out. So they've already been waiting on a week for the check to drop. Y'all, and if they are not getting the Ace of Pentacles, if they are not getting whatever that is, right? If it didn't get to them, that means it came to you. But guess what? Whatever they threw at you, the universe did not fulfill because you had already been walking in your shaman energy. What you are already getting in the new moon is all of, what does it say? Fully living the powers of the universe. So the universe is about to put a drop in your butt. You're about to get something. You're about to get something. And so somebody wrote a prescription for you when there was already a prescription that you essentially had written for yourself because of your beliefs and your actions. You had already written your own prescription. You and the universe were already talking. You went to your appointment. Right? Do you understand what I'm saying? Every day you wake up, every day you speak, every day you breathe, every day you do anything, every day you exist, you have an appointment with the universe. You have an appointment. And at the end of your appointment, you essentially are right. Your appointment lasts 24 hours. Your appointment with the universe lasts 24 hours. And these appointments are going to come to you again and again. And it is during the dialogue, it is during the appointment where you are walking a certain way, speaking a certain way, living a certain way. Like, do you understand? And so at the end of your appointment, you have a prescription that is going to be filled. And this one says that you are supposed to be full of the living energy of the universe by the full moon. That's the shaman. That's the healing energy. That's the star that's going to shine. And so the street angel house devil is like, where's my check? I threw the magic. I applied the pressure. Where's my check? This is when they are about to meet the real you. Because they know that if their check didn't drop, whatever they threw was coming back. That's first. That's why there's concern. It's not only because they didn't get the check, it's because they know some shit is coming back. But if it missed you, what are you gonna get? So maybe the family, the spiritual life, the happiness, maybe they wanted your platinum package that was attached to your crown. And because they're not seeing signs, symbols, and wonders, they know that something else is coming to them. And so this full moon can be a beautiful full moon for you, but it can be devastating for another. And it should be. Now, the thief that wanted your Ace of Pentacles, and so they thought they could benefit off of the energy of the full moon to drop it down on them. This card, it says God's tree. Sorry, let's start over. God's tree. Sacred stump. So a Dinkra symbol. This is the one that means God's tree, sacred stump. But this is a symbol of God's presence and protection. Yo. So the street angel house devil has thrown magic. They bought $200 worth of fireworks. And all they saw was meaning you got a headache, or meaning you had diarrhea, or you just were grumpy for 2 hours. That is it. That is it. Y'all, that would give me the bubble guts. You know, you don't always get the bubble guts when you ate something bad. Sometimes you get the bubble guts when you're scared. You know you're about to get in trouble. You know you got to go down and get that beaten. You got to go to the office. Somebody calls you in. They're like, hey, can we see you? Like those are bubble gut worthy moments. This is giving me the energy of somebody. This person don't want, listen, I'm waiting on this full moon. Somebody don't want the full moon to come. Somebody is not excited because they are not seeing what they wanted. They're not seeing it because the presence of God, meaning you're protected. The Most High ain't gonna feel no prescription. The Most High is not going to feel that prescription. You are one of the shamans. You are one of the healers. It doesn't align with the appointment that you have been having every day, 24 hours at a time. That is not fit for you. And so if your platinum package says that you get a marriage attached to your spiritual life and you get a home and a family and you're going to celebrate, well, damn it. That's just what it's going to be. All right, y'all, this is where it gets a little tricky. You know, sometimes these readings get personal. So they were expecting to steal the Ace of Pentacles. And we have mature woman. Okay? Whenever I see this card, I think of my dusty grandma. We have mature woman. And then look at this. Look at this. Now, this is the 8 of Wands. So, you know, in the traditional tarot, it's like all you can see is 8 wands. Movement, momentum. Well, this is the voodoo deck. So now you get to see what they were really doing. They were expecting this mature woman. This card talks about mounting you, right? So this is essentially somebody wanting to mount you in order to possess you, in order to control your energy. And so someone, oh, this is disgusting. Someone throws magic, a lot of magic. And they threw the magic so that somebody else could get on you and control your power. This is essentially like you being a whole serpent, snake, dragon. And they tranquilize you, hoping that somebody else could ride you. And when they ride you or when they mount you, they have control of your power. It's kind of like they become you, but it's only because you're subdued. Right? And so you know how I think in voodoo, sometimes we hear about spirits mounting, right? You empty out your vessel, you call down the spirit, and the spirit mounts you. I've seen some videos. There's a Vice video, and it is like it's of people who practice voodoo. And they're all meeting in like a house, you know, like a brownstone in New York or something. And there's a woman who, I don't think she smoked or anything, but when she called down the spirit mounted her. And so she's smoking and she's drinking and she's just living in the characteristics and the trait of the spirit that has just mounted her. And so this is essentially a mature woman who was working probably in partnership with the street angel house devil, right? And they're thinking that they can steal your Ace of Pentacles by the full moon. But when they applied the pressure, they saw the real you, meaning nothing changed. You're a shaman. The Most High, the universe, God did not fulfill the prescription because you're protected. The presence of God is in you, around you. It consumes you, right? And so this is the concern. You were sent here to shine. You're not taking out my star. You are not taking out my star. So somebody was supposed to mount you. Now this mature woman could be somebody who's working in partnership. It could be somebody that is connected to this other energy, but this is giving me kind of duo, you know what I mean? And so maybe, I don't know, maybe your energy was supposed to go to somebody else that this person wanted to partner with and marry, which is why they thought they were going to get the marriage. They thought that they were going to get the home and the family, right? Maybe they thought that was coming to them, and they thought that they could steal it from you, right? By throwing magic, knocking you out so that somebody could get on you. That's literally the plan. That was the plan. But you are a whole royal. Y'all, this is a peasant plan. Only a peasant can make a plan like this. Only a peasant. There's nobody with a divine crown that even has time to think of bullshit like this. This is peasant work. This is the work of the peasants. So underneath the mature woman, we have this card. And it says, sometimes the best win is to choose what you're willing to lose. What? Yeah. Game time. So the mature woman is in your family. Here's the thing. If you already decided, I'm taking my crown, fuck my family, nobody can mount you because you've already cut the cords. So this is somebody who essentially is working with your family, thinking that if they throw magic and if they knock you out on your crown, knock you out on your core, that you'll be subdued, you'll be whatever, and then they can essentially walk around in your energy, in your crown. But again, the sacred tree stump, God's present, God's protection. You're a star meant here to shine. You have a platinum package that includes home, stability, laughter, celebration, community, compassion. Like your package gets it all. And you already decided. Maybe it's you. You already decided, listen, the best way to win my crown back is to say, fuck family. And I know that because it comes out in alignment with this. So this could be a parent. It says family at the bottom, but it says parent-child here. This could be a parent. Remember, we had the emperor, the father. And so the very people that are attempting to steal your crown or to walk around in your energy so that they have access to your gold, your platinum package, everything on this card is what they want. When they are stealing from you as divine beings with royal crowns, everything on this card is what they are stealing or wanting to steal. But when they decided to steal it, you had already been calling it back. One belief, one appointment, 24 hours at a time. Your prescription was already in the process of being filled, right? And so listen, when you these people, they need to be ashamed of themselves. But they're not. They're sitting somewhere with the bubble guts. They're sitting somewhere with the bubble guts because they got to see the real you. They applied the pressure, but they didn't expect you to eat that pressure. They didn't expect you to be like, like, you know what I mean? So whoever was supposed to mount you, no, they couldn't mount you because you said the best way to win is to choose what you're willing to lose. Damn. So maybe you already threw out your whole family. Maybe you already got rid of them. Maybe you don't have active, living, breathing connections with these people. So you couldn't be mounted because the cord was cut and severed. And maybe even if it's not physically cut, maybe in the spirit world, in order to walk in the shaman, the star energy. Listen, when you accept your divine package and your calling and you decide to put on your crown, only one person can sit on the throne. Only one person. And so if you already decided that you were going to be sitting on a throne and you were fine sitting alone, then anybody that still thought that they were connected enough to you to be able to do this, they were wrong. You already were having your appointments. You already were getting your prescription filled. And anybody, listen, but for a period of time, this mature woman may have been able to mount you, may have been able to have control over you. Right? And so maybe they were expecting the same thing to happen. But if you start believing in yourself and it doesn't work anymore. It doesn't work anymore. And so while they were working against you, you were working on you. But like, why are people doing this? Like, why is this what you think about on a Tuesday, on a Wednesday? Like, is that really how you, and yes, it is. Like, this is not a real question, but it's like, why are you doing this? And there's nothing inside of these people at any point in time that's like, I shouldn't do that. This isn't gonna, like, do they really have to wait and see the magic fail to know that the decision was a poor one? It just disturbs me because it's stupidity, it's ignorance, and it's just disrespect for life. Like, you didn't come here. Y'all, imagine being in a line at Disney. I haven't been to any of the Disney worlds, but I've heard that if you don't have a fast pass, it could be a nightmare, depending on the season and the time, whatever. But like, imagine standing in a long line for one ride. Do you know how many beings in the cosmos are standing in a line to get on this ride called Earth, to come to this school called Earth? Do you know how long that line is? The human body is the most incredible thing that we will ever possess and live in. And there are so many cosmic beings that just want a chance to come down to earth. They just want to be a part of the show. They just want to have a body. And some of us have divine bodies. We have come here with crowns because this is a sick place. Many of us have been seated in sick families. And so we don't have the crown because we're selfish. We don't have the crown because we want to gloat. We have it because you're sick and we're here to heal you. And we can't heal you because you're attacking us. You fools. You fools. And it is only because they have attacked you and watched you not fall that they get to meet God and understand that God is real. God protects those, yes, man. And so y'all, if this reading is fitting for you for a period of time, somebody may have been able to mount you. Maybe you did lose your power. Maybe you did lose your control. But remember, that came out with the World card, which means it was a cycle, but it was a cycle that had to end. And maybe this was a period of time where you had to just walk in your divinity. You had to understand what your healing energy could do, right? Y'all, they're not gonna win. They can't win. They can't win. You may have lost a couple battles, y'all, but they were expecting this full moon whenever it comes. They were expecting this to be like the finale. This was the last battle of the war, right? And I think that your platinum package is going to include a spiritual life that brings you love, family, and partnership. Somebody else wanted to experience what that felt like. This seems like a two-man team. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was just this mature woman, somebody that wanted to steal you. I have this. It says, Earth is a mini version of what is happening all over. And so when I see that, Earth itself, Earth was supposed to be a library, right? Imagine a library with a lot of books. Well, there's not one author that has written every book in the library. When you go into the library, there are thousands, millions, whatever. There's a ton of books by different authors, and so you can learn a variety of things. Well, Earth essentially was a library with nothing in it. And so imagine star systems and beings from different planets and different realms and different dimensions coming to Earth and depositing. Some brought the deer, some brought the aquatic life, right? Some brought that, but imagine, like, that was what Earth was supposed to be. So that when other star systems are driving around and they come through Earth, they can learn something. Y'all, we all look different for a fucking reason. We look different for a reason. We don't have one kind of bird on Earth. We don't have one kind of anything on Earth. Everything is different, and it is in the difference that you can see the beauty and variety. And so I know we have a very 3D way of looking at life here, but there are people from other star systems that don't have the variety that we have. And unfortunately, we have spent centuries trying to stamp out the differences. The very things that make us different are the things that we are persecuted for, and we're doing it to ourselves. And so when other people from other star systems, people, but beings, energies, entities, essences, and the demons The demons love to be in a body. They just can't wait to get in a body. They just want to ride, right? Which is why the temptation is so fierce here, because everybody wants a body. And here we are walking around in these magical things. Y'all, all of the technology that we experience on earth, it is trying to mimic the body. It is trying to mimic what we naturally do. Do you understand? You can think of a tree and draw a tree. AI, you type tree and it creates a tree. But our mind could already do that. Like, we do that. You are the most incredible thing, even if you're naked. None of this stuff gives you value. I keep saying people, we're just going to call them people. People from the cosmos are standing in a line like they're about to board a Disney ride, just waiting to get in a body, just waiting to have this experience. And there are royals here. There are royals here that are coming with certain energies, and we are coming to heal and we are coming to help. And they are stealing the crowns of healers, trying to mount them. And it's the peasants that can't carry the energy. It's the peasants whose DNA wasn't fit for that energy. But y'all, they have to apply pressure. Because when you don't respond, when you don't break under the pressure, that is when they understand who they are and who you are, right? Like, this is where people start to grow in consciousness. Unfortunately, we just are very immature and unevolved as a species collectively. So we still do these things to each other. We still do these things. But the goal is for us to not. The goal is for us to not. All right, y'all, that's the reading. And so if you believed in your ability to succeed, I want you to know that that's what called your crown back. When the old hag tried to mount you, it didn't work because you already decided, y'all, this could be a family member, right? It said, listen, sometimes the best way to win is to choose what you are willing to lose. Yo, yes. Worst case scenario. Sometimes in order to take a risk, or to develop the courage, you have to decide the worst case. What is the worst thing that could happen, right? What is the worst thing? And so once you ask the question and entertain the thought, you've already made peace with the worst thing. The best thing is that it doesn't happen. So go do it and make it happen. That's it. Just go do it and make it happen. And so obviously you were able to do that because the protection of God was here. You were already getting your prescription filled. You were showing up to the doctors every 24 hours. Like, you were seen, you were sensed and witnessed by the cosmos, by the universe. And so this didn't work. But when I see full moon, nothing about this reading is saying past. The only thing that happened in the past was they threw the magic. The full moon has not gotten here yet. Y'all, so we're waiting on the other shooter. We're not waiting on shit to drop. I mean, maybe we are. Maybe your partnership, maybe something else will be unlocked inside of you. Maybe there's a partnership that will kind of come forward. It could happen in the blink of an eye. In the blink of an eye. Y'all, but because we have this card, which is kind of the world card, this has been a cycle. So you have been mounted and you literally had to like slowly shift and get them off of you, right? And so this person could have been riding on you for a long time. This card is also saying that for a period of time you lost control, but it wasn't permanent, right? It was only a short amount of time, right? And so there may have been a short amount of time where somebody was able to mount you, but you said, listen, the best way to win is to make peace with what I gotta lose. And if that's family, if that's a partnership, whatever I have to lose, God, I'm willing to lose it because I want my crown. I am a shaman, I'm a healer, I'm a star. I understand my assignment. If I have to lose them, fucking take them. Take them. Snatch them. Snatch them. All right, y'all. I love you. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.